All right, so it looks like Dodge is not the only American auto manufacturer that's in the big horsepower business going into 2023. Chevy just released or just kind of announced that their 2023 Chevy Corvette Z06 will be putting down 670 horsepower coming out of a naturally aspirated V8. That's naturally aspirated, not supercharged. Naturally aspirated V8 with the possibility of redlining at 8,600 RPM. 2,000 more than the current Stingray. And they're also talking about a mid-engine C8 Chevy Corvette ZR1, twin turbo V8, capable of putting down 850 horsepower. If any of this is true, we're no longer the kings of the road. Let's talk about it. What is going on, guys? It is your boy Knockout360 here with another video for you guys. As you can tell, I'm in a car that makes this a car vlog. You already know what's going down when I come around. Let's get into it. Car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets. Anything and everything car related happens on this channel. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around because you're in the right place. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So let's talk about it. So, I mean, let's just be honest here. Dodge has pretty much been the king of the American muscle car, sports car segment since, 2015, to be honest with you. Once the Hellcat dropped, we pretty much took over. Prior to the Hellcat, the Chevy LS platform was, between the Corvette and more specifically the Camaro, and then of course Ford and then 5.0 Mustang, they were running stuff. But once Dodge upped the ante and dropped the Hellcat, we took over, and we've been taking over since 2015 because, every year it seems like Dodge has added more horsepower, bigger engine, bigger supercharger, more horsepower, right? But as Dodge is exiting and leaving the V8 arena, right? Now, if you've seen my last video, you saw that the Hemi is going to live on for another year or so. Speculation, could be true, could not be true. If it is true, then we'll stay V8 for a little while and we may remain, top dogs for a little while longer. If it's not true and we go electric in the next year and a half, based on what I'm seeing here with Chevy and their plans, they aren't particularly interested in going electric anytime soon. They came out with the revolutionary design of the mid-engine C8 Chevy Corvette, which was revolutionary. No American company has done that to my knowledge, especially not out of the big three, Ford, Chevy, Dodge. So that in and of itself was revolutionary. If you've ever sat in one of those cars, shout out to my man Relly Rails. You know what I'm saying? If you are on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, follow my dude, man. He used to have a Daytona 392 Charger, clean Daytona. It was white and black. He got rid of that, upgraded, and moved on to Chevy C8. I believe it's the Stingray. To my knowledge, at this point, the Stingrays are putting down currently like 495 horsepower, which is basically Scat Pack numbers. But when you factor in the weight and the agility of that car, not the agility, but the aerodynamics of that car, it should, in theory, get a Scat for the most part. I don't know that for a fact. I don't actually see many races between C8s and Hemis, to be honest with you. I don't know why, but I really don't. But if this is true, that means Chevy is pretty much up in the ante with the V8s, while Dodge is pretty much closing the door and moving on and moving out and leaving the V8s behind. 2023, which is, it's pretty much confirmed at this point. They're going to be dropping this car towards the end of this year, from what they're saying. You can go to their website and performance, the Camaro. Nobody even cares about the Camaro anymore. Starting at $25,000, the Camaro's dead. I feel sorry for you Chevy guys that really put, a lot of hope and stock in the Camaro, because Chevy has killed it. They could have done so much with the Camaro platform, even though they're both two doors and I guess they kind of service the same segment of the market. That would be like two Challengers, but they really could have done a lot with the Camaro. They should have at least went out with some sort of bang for the Camaro. Give it a Camaro, a Chevy ZR1, something, you know what I'm saying? Chevy Camaro ZR1. I don't know, something wild, and just let it go out that way. But they're literally just going to kill that off. But you go to the website, click on Vehicles Performance, 2023 Chevy Corvette Z06, starting at 105. That's starting at 105. Starting at 105. Chevy, listen, you're going to have to pay to play when you deal with Chevy. Chevy's not doing anything cheap. Dodge, you can get a Hellcat for 70, 80,000. You can get a red eye for 80,000 plus, 88, 90 something. Chevy says you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay up front, 105. Yeah. So it can go up to 128,000. If you scroll down a little bit, now we start talking about the power. 670 horsepower makes the most powerful naturally aspirated V8 in production. Notice they'll let you know most powerful naturally aspirated V8 in production, because prior to the most powerful naturally aspirated V8 was the Scat Pack engine, the 392 Hemi, because obviously the Hellcat is supercharged. This is naturally aspirated. No whistle, no whine, no nothing. All big engine, capable of redlining up to 8,600 RPM from 2,000, which is 2,000 RPM higher than the current Stingray, right? And that's the Z06. And if we go to kind of the rumors and everything, because nothing is official, mid-engine C8 Corvette ZR1 rendering, talking about a future performer capable of 850 plus horsepower, twin turbo V8. Once again, it's all speculation. Nobody knows this to be true. But if it is, without a doubt, I don't know if we have anything that can stand up to that. I mean, we have things that on paper, horsepower wise, can stand up to it. But we also have 4,500 pound cars. We also have a brick on wheels, also known as a Dodge Challenger. Whereas if you've ever seen a Corvette, if you've ever seen a C8 Corvette, it's low to the ground, it's light. They've got a whole $10,000 carbon fiber package that you can add on to the Corvette to make it even lighter. It's low to the ground, it's light, it's agile, it's aerodynamic, and based on what they're doing right now, it's going to be more powerful and faster than ever. And I'll be honest with you, looking at these numbers, I mean, aside from, I don't know, a perfectly prepped surface, perfectly prepped everything, if what they're talking about is true, about an 800 plus horsepower naturally, well, not even naturally aspirated, twin turbo V8 Corvette, I don't think we have anything that can compete with that. You know, the red eyes won't be able to compete. Demon probably won't even be able to compete unless we're on a perfectly prepped surface. Demons are extremely heavy. You know that, like I know that. Extremely heavy, 4,000 plus pound cars. Not to say that this Corvette's going to be stupid light, because it's not, because mind you, you still got a big V8 engine in there, and you've got a twin turbo system in there as well, so it's going to be heavy, but it's not going to be Dodge Demon heavy. It's not going to be 4,500 pounds heavy, 4,400 pounds heavy. So, I mean, I just think it's interesting that as Dodge is getting out of the V8 business, or supposedly getting out of the V8 business, that's when Chevy wants to take things to the next level. I mean, they started out with their first, C8, I think it was in 2020. That's when the C8 dropped, and it was like, the horsepower, one of those things was, you know, what was it? It was like 300, something like that. Something 330, 400, something like that. Something embarrassing. And slowly but surely, just like Dodge, they've added more horsepower. You know what I'm saying? More power, more power, more power. And now they're literally up to Hellcat numbers. I mean, even 670 horsepower versus a 717 Hellcat. Now you got to factor in weight. You've got to factor in driver error, you know what I'm saying, response time, stuff like that, spinning, all that stuff. I don't really see too many C8s doing a lot of spinning off the line. I mean, I don't think they're all-wheel drive. I just know that they're mid-engine. I don't think that they're all-wheel drive. I'm pretty sure that they're rear-wheel drive. That lets you know how much or how little I know about Chevy. But I don't see a lot of C8s racing Hemis. I don't see them doing too much with us. I see C8s on the track, which I guess they're built for. But when you've got a 670 horsepower V8 naturally aspirated, that's not a track engine right there. That's a drag strip engine. That's a take me to the strip and let's go off the tree type of engine right there. And I don't know if the Hellcat's going to be able to catch up with that. And it's interesting, their timing, because if they're bringing all this stuff out in 23 and 24, when Dodge is literally getting out of the V8 Hemi business, that would essentially make them king, would it not? I mean, if the rumors are true and the C8 is going to come out with the twin turbo V8 putting down 800 plus horsepower, what do we have that could beat that? Right? I mean, we have the Demon at 850. Of course, we have the jailbreaks and stuff at 807. That's true. I forgot about those as well. But I just feel like our cars are just too heavy. And they're just too heavy, too prone to spinning. And they're just too heavy. Like, I don't think that we would do anything with them off of the line. Now, maybe a roll race that may be a little better. You know what I'm saying? Get into a roll race type of situation. But off the line, I don't know. I think that their cars are going to be built for that. And they're going to be the king. You know what I'm saying? As we're getting out of the V8 business and getting into the electric industry. And even getting into the electric market, that in and of itself opens up doors to a whole nother level, because as we've seen in the past, electric cars are nothing to sleep on. They smoke us every single time. Hellcats, Demons, Red Eyes, jailbreaks, we get smoked. We get embarrassed by electric cars. So if that's the case, then maybe we're in a different echelon altogether. But when it comes to the V8 business, if what I'm saying is true, and this 850 twin turbo V8 Chevy ZR1 Corvette ZR1 is true, that would pretty much make them the kings of the road for the time being, at least until we completely move over electric. But how do you guys feel about it? I mean, I know that we don't talk about Chevy much on this channel. We don't talk about it at all, to be quite honest with you, because this is not a Chevy channel. But one of my subscribers tagged me on Instagram about this, and he tagged me and showed me the numbers and all the power that the Corvettes are going to be putting down this year going into next year, and then the potential for a twin turbo C8 that's going to be putting down 800 plus. And I know that we just announced, or speculation of announcing, a 900 horsepower Challenger, which if that is the case, then of course we should still be the kings of the road, whether it's 800 at 850 twin turbo or not. I mean, if we're running off E85, we got that big Hemi, bigger supercharger, bigger pulley, all that good stuff. We should still be undoubtedly the kings of the road. But, you know, 50 horsepower, 57, 59 horsepower difference between 850 and 909. I mean, is that enough for us to you know, destroy them, you know, get a car linked out ahead of them? I don't know. But it seems to me that the timing is interesting. Chevy has had plenty of time to get in the muscle car business and really do some crazy numbers, but they've chosen not to. And they wait to the last year that the Hellcats are supposed to be available, and now it's like they want to come out with the big stuff. And even Ford, I mean, let's be honest here, the Raptor has been trash compared to the TRX. The TRX 702, 707 horsepower truck that's capable of doing 180 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? And once again, as Dodge is leaving the V8 Hellcat industry and V8 Hellcat business, now Ford is potentially coming out with a Raptor R, Ford Raptor R, which is going to be a V8 powered Ford Raptor, and it's supposed to be capable of doing 600 plus horsepower. So once again, we're talking TRX numbers there. So I mean, it's one of those things, like, I don't know why Dodge is interested in getting out of the V8 business. Like, we're the kings of this. We've sold 2.5 million cars since 2015 because of our performance. Nobody's buying Dodge for the luxury, for the comfort, or for the technology. Let's just be real. We buy these cars for the performance. And for Dodge to get out of that business when we're at the height of it, I understand you're getting fined, and, you know, the government and you know, rules and regulations and laws and stuff, but it's like, if you're making money, just pay the bill, you know? It's like for the guys that go out and get dark tints or illegal exhaust, it's like, if you like what you like, I mean, just pay the bill. You know what you're getting into. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like as Dodge is transitioning out of the big V8 market, it seems like Ford and Chevy are here to take advantage of it. And Ford with the Mustang's not going anywhere. It's the most iconic American sports car in history. When you think American muscle car, American sports car, you automatically think Mustang. Let's just be real here. Even from the mouth of a Dodge guy, I got to keep it real. The Mustang's not going anywhere. So you don't have to worry about that turning into electric anything. It's always going to be a Mustang. Ford has no plans whatsoever of turning the Mustang into a hybrid engine. I mean, obviously they created the Mustang Mach-E, but that's something completely different. That's a damn SUV crossover. They have no plans of turning the current Mustang GT500 into some sort of electric whatever. And Chevy has no plans of turning their Corvette into an electric whatever. I mean, they redesigned it with the mid-engine situation, But it seems to me like they're making bigger V8s, naturally aspirated V8s, not even supercharged or turbocharged, naturally aspirated 670 horsepower V8s. So they're doubling down on V8s. And it seems like Dodge is going to give it one last year, one last hoorah. And then it's like, you know, we're going to bow out gracefully. But I mean, when you do that, we're certainly going to lose everything. Like we're losing it in the truck segment. We're going to lose it in, obviously, the sports car segment. I mean, electric or not, it's just like, I don't know why we're so quick to get rid of the Hellcat or the V8 engine, but you know, that's another conversation for another day. But one thing that I did want to bring to you was that 2023 is going to bring a lot of challenges for us because we are going to have competition. You know, big engine or not, 900 horsepower Hellcat or not, Chevy's not going to go down without a fight, and Ford isn't either. So, you know, just interesting little topic here. Like I said, one of my subscribers tagged me and wanted me to do a video on this. So what do you guys think, man? I mean, you know, if the Chevy Corvette platform is by far lighter, more agile, more aerodynamic than ours, you put a big engine in those types of cars and they're just going to go. They're going to go all day long. I don't see anything slowing them down or stopping them. Naturally aspirated 670 horsepower Corvette, it's going to be a force to be reckoned with. And a twin turbo, possibly twin turbo V8, 850 horsepower Corvette, you know, I don't know. But as always, talk to your boy, man. Like, subscribe, comment, just kind of a quick video. How do you feel about it, man? I mean, are we about to lose our title? And if we get rid of the Hemi, we will lose our title for good. See you guys in the next one. Peace.